Hey, what's up? It's Jay. So, let me go ahead and reiterate. I wanna add on what I was saying about government deprived neighborhoods, just in case people get confused of what I meant by that. Like, how you going to deprive a neighborhood? What I pretty much mean is that the government is now, you know what I mean, made it financially profitable for people basically to commit crime under poverty or to not be able to learn under poverty. It's become profitable now. So, you know, like Trump, he's a businessman. Like most people, it's all about business. It becomes no longer about politics. So, any businessman knows if you invest in your business, the possibility of growth is going to be larger. If you have a business that exists, but you know what I mean, obviously neglect it, um, then obviously in high percentages your business could fail. So it's the same strategic move, but just using people. You know what I mean? You take away the education, you make it limited. You know what I'm saying? You provide limited and low paying jobs for the parents of these particular children. You know, it's already limited finances. Due to just imprisonment, slavery. It's just like it's all of a slew of things that the government could have took a hold of or even helped in. It's the dependency on the welfare on individuals who actually really need it. May have children, may have no education. No male in the life. The male could be incarcerated. The usual numbers. These are usual numbers and statistics that they know exist. But still, continuously, the government, like I said, spends more money on prison. Obviously, spends money on police officers. Also by informing the police officers to also, basically play as an eagle and prowl on the let's just say the mice of society. The individuals who had to work underground in order to preserve some type of staple in life. So and the individuals who are trying their best but just can't afford some things. These are who the officers prey on. Get you for a turn signal, a headlight out, and hope that maybe you don't have a license or insurance or whatever that could come out of privatized neighborhoods. You spend your money in making the people that you did not invest in look evil. And then, but the same government invests in their neighborhoods so well that if the people weren't able to perform, the schools would be the schools and the teachers and the thriving businesses around. That the existence will still be smooth, even if the parenting system wasn't there, which in most cases it is, in other neighborhoods where the government is actually investing in those neighborhoods. So when I speak of government depriving, I'm speaking of the government basically not being put in, not being made responsible for technically okaying poverty ridden crimes. People who are in a state of poverty who are going to often in high percentages commit crime. It's a simple fact. It's the reason why they, created so many laws and so many, you know, um, different statutes, so that people who obviously are in financial dismay, if they were to commit an act, they would, of course, have to face fines, imprisonment, and all these other things. So it's like, hey, why would you rather have somebody in a state where they're willing to commit bodily harm to a citizen or to their self, for a financial gain that won't even help them in the future at all. It's so temporary. Why would you even want something like that? Why would the government allow something like that? So you have to ask yourself questions like, oh yeah, why would they show so much violence on the news and TV, and make it so such a visual of black males and black individuals. Why through your Facebook do you see black kids fighting in school and slamming teachers? And you know the reason you see this is because when you are forcefully putting in the neighborhoods of individuals limited resources, you're forcefully putting limited resources into a neighborhood that already was deprived of wealth, which the reason why the neighborhood is deprived of wealth. And you create prisons and buy more officers and law enforcement and armies and everything you kid, and new firearms and new registration readers, and you spend all the money in the world on all these after the fact things instead of putting the money where any businessman know it would thrive at. So now, my only question now is, where's the fear? Is it because after 10 years after slavery, there was a whole black, neighborhood of business owners? 10 years after slavery? I don't know. Is there a fear of black people with wealth? I don't know if what is going on. I don't know why people will enjoy to point a finger at another group of people that are being forced into almost a sort of genocide. Like, and when I speak of government, you must understand, when I speak of government, a government is the job of the people. So if every time I look on my Facebook or I look on somewhere and they say, oh, this is the first black judge or the first black whatever, then that's letting you know that obviously we are not the people of the government. Government is nothing but a job that particular people in society are holding, and they're calling themselves a government in whole. So if the mental mind of the government is to deprive certain neighborhoods and deprive areas, and you got to understand, even when us blacks come on to these government positions, we come on after the real rule of all evil has taken place. After they're paying us as judges or lawyers, they're paying us 80, six-figure salaries and stuff. Now we've individually put ourselves in a success. If you are a judge or a lawyer and you individually are working in the government system, you have no other, you don't own any business. You haven't brung up 6 or 7 other black people into judge positions. It's just not how it works. You put yourself in a position, you made the 6 figures, and now you're going to end up, if you're a black judge, running into a whole bunch of your people who are being deprived in America and making decisions out of poverty. And these are the people that you end up throwing away into the system that was created for people who were put in these situations. Because there was never at no point a time where the government, the citizens who work as government, said that, hey, there needs to be some type of investment a little larger than usual into these certain neighborhoods so that we don't promote crime from poverty. So, when I speak of government depriving, that's what I speak of. So if you work for the government and you are a Caucasian individual, and you know that you're surrounded by Caucasian individuals, and you know that there's a limited amount of black Americans in there, you know what I mean? It's not that you can't see yourself making a decision that's going to, hopefully make a better effect for an African American or out of here. It's that everyone has told themselves this lie that America is this city of dreams. Everybody can make it. Everybody can't make it here. Matter of fact, a lot of people are dying trying to make it here. You know what I mean? A lot of people are selling themselves short just to make it here. A lot of people are selling their own people out just to make it here. That's not making it. America is not the place of dreams. You know, it's the place of nightmares. I got more nightmares living in America than I ever had dreams. So, you feed that to my people because, y'all may not have to live that life in that existence in truth. But that's not our truth. So, and yeah, we have percentages of people, but that a percentage is exactly what it is, which means that there's a larger number that's more affected. And the fucked up thing about a percentage is the small percentage swears that they're the big one. So, this is pretty long, so no one's probably going to read this, but, I need people to share this stuff. I need people to share these little things that I'm saying too, because it's not getting said. No one is holding the government responsible for depriving our neighborhoods. For when this skin, no one's holding the government responsible for cops who are basically allowed at this point to profile you with this skin because they deprived the neighborhood enough to know that the average person with this skin may or may not have certain things that they can make money off at a particular time. And now that's what it's all come down to. It has nothing to do with the color anymore, the racism. Now it's all about how much money we can make off of your race. So, it's always been that, I guess. I guess now that I said it, it's always been how much money we can make off of your race. And, so that ours can preserve. Since we created the economic system of money that you basically were not godfathered into. So,